As much as I hate on the My Hero Academia fanbase in a lot of my videos, I can't even lie. This show's final season has been so tough recently, including the return of this man Bakugo pulling up for the final fight against All For One. After the third episode of the final season, I can say that without a doubt in my mind, Bakugo has to have one of the best comebacks from a deuteragonist I've ever seen. And for y'all to understand how insane this comeback is, we have to go back to the last season in order to see just how generational of a comeback this shit actually was. So in the previous season, it was the top 3 from UA plus a few top 10 heroes and Bakugo taking on this absolute cheat code of a man, Shigaraki, trying to hold out until Deku could get there. And when I say this dude Shigaraki was a cheat code, I mean that in the most literal way possible. I mean, bro, this dude got injected with poison, grew an entire mouth from his body, and then literally spat it out right out of his system, completely negating that shit. And it was safe to say that these motherfuckers were as useful as an office chair on carpet. But like, who can blame them? They are literally facing the final boss on steroids, fucking 2018 LeBron. What are you supposed to do against this? Not to mention, Bakugo was getting absolutely bodied by Shigaraki. At one point, Shigaraki had his foot on top of bro's head, completely disrespecting the shit out of him and holding this dude by the throat, telling him that he was dog shit compared to All For One. Everything looked hopeless. Nothing that they were doing seemed to work at all, but this pushed Bakugo into a complete flow state. He had been studying Shigaraki's movements while fighting, and although he sustained hella injuries, he didn't give a fuck. He was going to try to win no matter how hopeless it seemed. He then proceeded to flash step towards Shigaraki with his hand right in front of his face and just boomed his ass. But of course, Shigaraki ate that shit. However, Bakugo then proceeded to read this man like a Diary of a Wimpy Kid book and was calling out his movements in his head and weaved that shit so fast it deadass looked like he instant transmission that shit. And when Shigaraki tried swinging at him again, Bakugo broke his ankles like he was in a highlight reel. Had bro looking completely lost, saying, "Ayo bro, where are you going?" This motherfucker was outpacing him, which was something nobody else besides Deku was able to do until now. And this was when Shigaraki was getting rage baited by this shit, because he was getting that All For One PTSD of the second One For All user who looks way too similar to Bakugo. Like, I don't know how the fuck these two aren't related, because they look way too alike. Like, bro, that's literally his twin. And although Bakugo was outpacing him, Shigaraki was able to meet Bakugo's attack this time, and as they were about to clash, it cuts to a widescreen where Bakugo was talking in the quote-unquote afterlife to All Might, talking about, "Damn, my fault for being an asshole when we first met. Wish I could have got your autograph." And it cuts to Bakugo getting his heart flashbanged with everyone trying to save him, but the damage was already done. Bakugo got tossed like a Beyblade to the ground along with his All Might card, and the arena starts to rain. Best Genius went over to treat Bakugo's injuries, but instead looked in horror because this dude Bakugo's heart was completely cooked. He was dead. There was no way of repairing or fixing that torn apart. Unless your name is Edshot. Shout out to this man right here. He is the MVP at the end of the day. Bro literally put his entire body on the line in order to try and restore Bakugo's heart by stitching him back together. And after that episode, Bakugo was basically shoved to the side until the final season. All Might was about to face his demise against All For One after trying to fight him in the armored All Might suit. All For One was for real about to pack him up like he a UPS worker. Deadass had All Might in the exact pose that Conquest and Oliver were in during Invincible. Nobody was able to pull up and help him because Deku had his hands tied with Shigaraki until an explosion in the background filled the sky, and Bakugo is back from the dead like the absolute dog that he is for the final showdown. Bro was still alive after taking a hit that would deadass one-shot anybody. And without hesitating and waiting a single second, Deku and Bakugo looked at each other and locked the fuck in. Deku grabbed Bakugo and flung him all the way over to All Might and managed to save him before he got cooked by All For One. Deku and Bakugo were deadass feeling like D-Wade and LeBron in this scene, giving Bakugo the biggest alley-oop of the century. And y'all gotta understand how much this shit meant to him, bruh. He used to feel hella guilty because he used to blame himself for All Might's career being over due to him being kidnapped by the League in the past. So now instead, Bakugo gets to save him from All For One instead of the other way around. And with Bakugo back again, so was his confidence. And All For One over here looking at them like,
man, that's some plot armor bullshit. Why the writers wanna be hoeing me now? Yeah, fuck it, I'm gonna go get my little brother's bitch ass.
but as soon as bro tried to dip, Bakugo pulled him right on his ass like he hit his car on the highway and was trying to leave and said something, nah bro, I'm your final boss, run the hands! And then proceeded to absolutely boom his ass through this building. And it was at this point where Ed Shot started hyping this man Bakugo up, saying that Bakugo showed glimpses of outspeeding even Shigaraki and was onto some new awakening about his quirk while he was on the verge of death. And bro, we got this whole go beyond panel, and you cannot look me dead in the eyes and say this shit is not peak. They did this panel so well, I'm a bust to this shit. So All For One gets to step in and tries to leave Bakugo in the dust, saying that he wasn't shit compared to Endeavor or Dark Shadow. Shout out my boy Tokoyami. But ooh, he was gonna eat that statement very soon. What Bakugo ended up figuring out was following the spread of the paint throughout his entire body to grasp the timing of the explosion. And bro, look at this shit. Time literally stops as the explosion goes off, and this shit made him so fast that he catches up to All For One in an instant. And bro, look how pissed off this dude All For One is, looking like a Giants fan when they sold the lead against the Broncos. I'm dead. While Bakugo over here laughing and shit like a caveman, being like I go zoom. And bro is so fast that he deadass crashes into this building. Meanwhile, All For One is looking at this shit like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? He tweaking. And bro, this is the shot I've been wanting to talk about this entire video. This motherfucker is literally ascending to who knows where in the middle of this explosion. Deadass pulling out all the references like, bro, he deadass feeling like Gojo. Throughout heaven and earth, I alone am the honor one, head ass pose. But nevertheless, Bakugo pulls up from the opposite side of the building like his name Brent Fire is saying something, while All For One is giving him the angriest side eye known to man, looking like dudes when they find out their girl is going to ASU for college and is a nursing major. Meanwhile, his parents see him on TV and the dad is completely breaking down. And honestly, I wouldn't blame him, because imagine you see your kid on the TV throwing hands with somebody who has caused so many deaths and killed so many people. I would be shitting bricks as well. Meanwhile, this 15-year-old demon, who's also injured by the way, is giving one of the most powerful characters in the verse a run for his money. All For One was deadass getting rage baited more by a 15-year-old who just got his heart blown out than All Might did his entire career. Not to mention that Bakugo has to get signed by a professional sports team with the elite defense he was putting on All For One, preventing him from getting to Deku and Shigaraki. Straight clamps. Like bro, Katsuki Bakugo? More like Alice Caruso. And on top of all that, this defense that Bakugo was playing on him was triggering his PTSD of the second user even more than before. And before All For One could react at all, Bakugo just blew his ass to Mars, catching this motherfucker completely off guard. And bro, All For One was actually losing his shit, calling Bakugo by the second user's name Kudo. Like dog, I'd be pissed too if I was getting rage baited and my shit rocked at the same time by the hands of some fuck ass 15-year-old. Anyways, that was Bakugo's comeback, one of the best I've seen from a deuteragonist in anime.